Imagine a life where solitude isn't a curse but a canvas, a sacred space to redefine yourself, to awaken the truth of who you are. Being a woman with no friends isn't a sentence, it's an opportunity to turn inward, to assume the feeling of being loved, cherished, and surrounded by meaningful connections. For within you lies the power to transform your reality, not by waiting for the world to change, but by changing the vision you hold of yourself. The power of inner assumption is one of the most profound gifts we possess, yet it often goes unnoticed, overshadowed by the distractions of the outer world. To assume the feeling of being loved and valued, even when there is no external evidence to support it, is not an act of delusion but one of divine creation. When a woman finds herself with no friends, it can be a moment of despair or a moment of awakening. It is within this solitude that the greatest transformation can occur, for it is in the stillness that she can hear the whispers of her true self, unclouded by the noise of others' opinions or societal expectations. The world around us mirrors the beliefs we hold within. If you see yourself as isolated, unwanted, or unloved, life will continue to reflect that back to you. But if, in the depths of your solitude, you close your eyes and dare to feel the warmth of friendship, the joy of shared laughter, and the comfort of meaningful connection, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. These seeds, nurtured by your unwavering belief, will grow into the reality you long for. The beauty of assumption lies in its simplicity. You do not need to see the evidence first. You must feel it first. You must embody it as if it were already true. And in doing so, you summon the circumstances and people that align with that truth. This is not about pretending or forcing yourself to be something you are not. It is about recognizing that who you are at your core is already enough. You are inherently deserving of love and connection, not because of what you do or what you achieve, but simply because you exist. The act of assumption is a return to this fundamental truth. It is stepping into the version of yourself who already knows she is loved, valued, and appreciated. It is about shifting from a state of lack to a state of fulfillment, not through external validation, but through an internal knowing. There is no greater creative force than the mind that knows its own power. When you assume the feeling of being surrounded by friends who cherish you, even when your outer world shows no sign of it, you activate a powerful law of creation. You are no longer reacting to the world, you are shaping it. This is a sacred act of imagination, one that aligns you with the divine principle that you are always creating your reality, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is not whether you are creating, but whether you are creating intentionally. In moments of loneliness, instead of dwelling on what appears to be missing, turn inward and dwell on what already exists in the unseen realm. Close your eyes and visualize the life you desire. See yourself walking into a room filled with people who light up at your presence. Feel the joy of conversations that inspire and uplift you. Let the warmth of those imagined moments fill your heart until they feel as real as the air you breathe. This is not mere daydreaming, this is the act of creation. The outer world is slow to catch up, but it will. As you persist in assuming the feeling of being loved and surrounded by friends, your energy shifts. You begin to radiate a quiet confidence, an inner peace that draws others to you. People may not understand why they feel drawn to you, but they will be. Your inner transformation will ripple outward, changing not only your relationships, but also your entire experience of life. It all begins with a choice. Will you allow the outer world to dictate your inner state, or will you claim the power to assume a new reality? The moment you decide to live from the end, to feel now what you wish to experience later, you set into motion forces that will shape your world. Solitude becomes a sacred space, not a prison. Loneliness becomes a teacher, not a tormentor. And you, a woman with no friends, become the creator of a life rich with love, connection, and joy. The power of inner assumption is yours to wield, dare to use it. Imagination is not just a fleeting escape or a whimsical tool. For daydreams, it is the very foundation upon which reality is built. To imagine is to create, and the power to envision a new reality lies within each of us, waiting to be harnessed. When a woman finds herself isolated, with no friends to share her thoughts or joys, she might feel as though her circumstances are fixed and unchangeable reality. But this perception is an illusion, for imagination holds the key to transformation. It allows her to break free from the chains of loneliness and reshape her world in the image of her deepest desires. Every great change begins in the unseen realm of thought. The outer world, with all its complexities and challenges, is nothing more than a reflection of the inner world. If you perceive yourself as alone and unwanted, the world will mirror that perception. But when you close your eyes and begin to imagine a life filled with love, companionship, and connection, you shift the focus of your inner lens. You are not denying your current circumstances, rather, you are choosing to see beyond them to the infinite possibilities that await. Imagination does not operate on logic or the constraints of time. It knows no boundaries and it bends to the direction of your will. If you can imagine yourself surrounded by friends who uplift and cherish you, Even in the silence of your present solitude, you are planting the seeds of a new reality. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. It responds to the images you consistently hold. This is why imagining the life you desire is not mere fantasy, it is a profound act of creation. Through imagination, you can rehearse the future you wish to experience. See yourself walking into a room where faces light up at your presence. Hear the sound of laughter shared with those who truly understand you. Feel the warmth of a hug from someone who cares deeply for you. The more vividly and consistently you immerse yourself in these imagined experiences, the more your subconscious mind begins to align with them. And as your inner world changes, so too does the outer. Doubt may creep in, whispering that such imaginings are futile or unrealistic. But doubt is only the shadow of past beliefs, lingering in the corners of your mind. It has no real power unless you feed it with attention. Instead, nurture your imagination with faith. Trust that the images you hold within are not mere fantasies but blueprints for the life you are creating. The universe responds to the clarity of your inner vision, orchestrating circumstances, opportunities, and connections that align with it. Imagination also grants you the ability to rewrite the story of your life. Perhaps you've told yourself that you are not good at making friends or that people don't understand you. These narratives, repeated often enough, become self fulfilling prophecies. But through imagination, you can craft a new story. See yourself as someone who is magnetic and approachable, someone who effortlessly attracts meaningful relationships. Feel the confidence of this new identity and live from it, even if the world has yet to catch up. The changes you seek will not happen overnight, but they will happen. As you persist in imagining the life you desire, you'll notice subtle shifts, a chance encounter, a kind word from a stranger, an unexpected invitation. These are the early signs that your imagination is shaping your reality. Embrace them with gratitude and continue to imagine greater and greater possibilities. The power of imagination is a sacred gift, one that allows you to rise above circumstances and create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. No matter how alone you may feel in the moment, you are never without this power. It is always within you, waiting to be used. When you choose to imagine a world filled with love and connection, you are not escaping reality, you are shaping it. With imagination as your guide, the life you long for is not just possible, it is inevitable. Self love is the foundation upon which all meaningful connections are built. Without it, relationships become fragile and dependent, tethered to the whims of external validation. But when a woman truly loves herself, she becomes a beacon of warmth and authenticity, naturally drawing others toward her. For a woman with no friends, this journey of self love is not just important, it is transformative. It is the realization that the love she seeks externally can only bloom when first cultivated within. To love oneself is to recognize one's inherent worth, independent of accomplishments, appearances, or the approval of others. It is to understand that being alone does not diminish value, but instead provides the space to rediscover it. Often, society equates solitude with failure, particularly for women, as though a lack of friendships reflects a flaw in character. But solitude can be a sacred gift, an invitation to turn inward and nurture the relationship that matters most, the one with yourself. In moments of quiet, when there is no one to turn to, the whispers of self criticism may grow louder. Thoughts of unworthiness, regret, or fear of rejection can cloud the mind. Yet, these moments are also opportunities for growth. Instead of allowing these thoughts to spiral, you can meet them with compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend who is struggling. Replace harsh judgments with words of encouragement and understanding. This act of self kindness is the first step towards self love. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you constantly criticize or belittle yourself, you unconsciously signal to the world that this is acceptable. But when you honor yourself, when you celebrate your strengths, forgive your mistakes, and prioritize your well being, you teach others to do the same. This shift begins with small, deliberate acts. Take time to do what brings you joy, whether it's reading, creating art, or simply enjoying nature. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and allow yourself to feel pride in your accomplishments. Self love is not selfish, it is essential. It allows you to approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than lack. When you love yourself, you do not seek friends to fill a void or validate your existence. Instead, you connect with others from a place of authenticity, offering your presence without expectation or fear. This creates relationships that are genuine and fulfilling, free from the weight of dependency. One of the greatest barriers to self love is comparison. In an age where social media presents curated snapshots of other people's lives, it's easy to feel inadequate or left behind. But comparison is a thief of joy, robbing you of the opportunity to appreciate your unique journey. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your growth and progress. Celebrate the qualities that make you unique. for they are the very things that will draw the right people into your life. Another key aspect of self love is forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. Holding on to past mistakes or failures only perpetuates feelings of unworthiness. To truly love yourself, you must let go of the belief that you must be perfect to be deserving of love. Embrace your imperfections as part of your humanity, understanding that they do not define you. Each day is an opportunity to begin anew, to choose love over criticism, and to step closer to the person you wish to be. As you cultivate self love, you'll notice a shift in your energy. Confidence replaces insecurity, and peace replaces anxiety. This energy is magnetic. It draws people who resonate with your authenticity and appreciate you for who you are. Friendships formed from this place of self love are deeper and more meaningful, built on mutual respect and understanding. The path to self love may not always be easy, especially when faced with loneliness or the fear of rejection, but it is the most rewarding journey you can undertake. It transforms not only your relationship with yourself, but also your relationship with the world. When you truly love yourself, you become whole, and from this wholeness, the connections you seek will naturally flow into your life. Self love is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of a life filled with joy, connection, and purpose. Living from the end is a concept that transcends the limits of circumstance and opens the door to infinite possibilities. It is the art of embodying the feelings and beliefs of your desired reality as though it has already come to pass. For a woman with no friends, living from the end means choosing to experience the joy, connection, and love of meaningful relationships within her mind and heart even before they manifest in the physical world. It is a practice of faith, an act of claiming what already exists in the unseen realm. The first step to living from the end is to become clear about what you truly desire. The longing for friends is not just about the presence of other people. It is about the feelings those connections evoke: belonging, love, support, and shared joy. Close your eyes and imagine this life. Picture yourself surrounded by people who celebrate you, who listen to you with genuine interest, and will uplift you with their presence. Feel the warmth of these interactions. Let your imagination create a vivid picture of this reality. And most importantly, allow yourself to feel it as though it is happening right now. This is not a superficial exercise. It is a deliberate shift in consciousness. By aligning yourself emotionally with your desired outcome, you begin to resonate with the energy of that reality. The universe, responding to this alignment, starts to rearrange circumstances, opportunities, and encounters to bring it into being. Living from the end is not about wishful thinking, it is about living in a state of unwavering confidence in the fulfillment of your desire. However, challenges often arise in this practice. Doubt, fear, and the temptation to focus on current circumstances can pull you away from your vision. You may look around and think, but I'm still alone. Nothing has changed. Yet, living from the end requires that you turn away from appearances and focus inward. The outer world is a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs, not an indicator of what is to come. By continuing to embody the feelings of your fulfilled desire, you plant the seeds of a new reality, even if the evidence has not yet appeared. This practice also requires consistency. It is not enough to briefly imagine your desired outcome and then revert to feelings of lack and loneliness. Living from the end is a way of being a commitment to holding the vision of your ideal life, no matter what. This does not mean suppressing emotions or denying your current experience. It means acknowledging those feelings, then gently guiding yourself back to the state of fulfillment. Each time you choose to live from the end, you strengthen the connection to your desired reality. One of the most powerful aspects of this practice is gratitude. By feeling gratitude for the friendships you desire as though they already exist, you accelerate their manifestation. Gratitude is a magnetic force that draws your desires closer. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to thank the universe for the loving relationships in your life, even if they have not yet materialized. Feel the joy and appreciation as if you are already living that reality. This act of gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance and reinforces your belief in the inevitable fulfillment of your desires. Living from the end also transforms the way you interact with the world. As you embody the energy of someone who is loved and valued, your confidence grows. You carry yourself differently, speak differently, and radiate a sense of peace and contentment. Others will notice this shift, even if they cannot pinpoint what has changed. People are naturally drawn to those who exude self assurance and positivity. And as you live from the end, you become a magnet for meaningful connections. The beauty of living from the end is that it empowers you to create your reality, regardless of your current circumstances. It allows you to transcend feelings of loneliness and lack by anchoring yourself in the fulfillment of your desires. You no longer wait for the world to change you, change the way you see and feel about the world. From this place of inner alignment, the life you long for unfolds naturally, one step at a time. Living from the end is not just a practice, it is a way of life, a declaration of trust in the power within you to shape your destiny. The illusion of lack is one of the most pervasive barriers to personal fulfillment and joy. It convinces us that something essential is missing, that we are incomplete without it, and that our happiness depends on acquiring it. For a woman with no friends, this illusion can feel especially real and overwhelming. The absence of companionship might seem like an undeniable truth, a void that defines her life. But the truth is far more profound. Lack exists only in the mind, and the mind has the power to dissolve it. What appears as emptiness is often a space for growth, transformation, and creation. The belief in lack originates from focusing on what is missing instead of what is possible. When you fixate on the absence of friends or meaningful connections, you amplify that experience in your reality. The mind becomes trapped in a cycle of noticing the void, feeling the pain of it, and reinforcing its existence. This focus, though unintentional, perpetuates the very state you wish to escape. The illusion of lack thrives on attention, but it begins to dissipate the moment you shift your perspective. Everything you need to create a fulfilling and connected life is already within you. The feelings of love, joy, and belonging that you associate with friendships do not come from others, they are born within you. External relationships simply mirror the emotions you cultivate in your own heart. When you stop looking outward for validation and instead nurture those feelings internally, you begin to transcend the illusion of lack. You realize that what seemed absent was never truly missing, it was waiting to be awakened within you. This shift begins with gratitude. Even in moments of solitude, there is always something to appreciate. Perhaps it is the beauty of a quiet morning, the comfort of a favorite book, or the strength you've shown in facing challenges. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you change the energy of your thoughts and emotions. Gratitude transforms scarcity into abundance. It reminds you that your life is already rich with blessings, even if they are not in the form you expected. The illusion of lack also dissolves when you embrace the concept of potential. Just because you do not currently see something in your life does not mean it cannot exist. Friendships, love, and connection are not finite resources. They are boundless and always available to those who open themselves to receive them. Instead of lamenting what you don't have, ask yourself what kind of connections you wish to create. Visualize them, feel the joy they bring, and trust that they are on their way to you. By focusing on potential, you align yourself with possibility rather than limitation. Another way to overcome the illusion of lack is to shift from a mindset of waiting to a mindset of creating. Often we fall into the trap of believing that life will improve when external circumstances change, when the right person comes along, when the perfect opportunity appears. But waiting is passive, and it reinforces the belief that you are powerless. Creation, on the other hand, is active and empowering. You have the ability to shape your reality by changing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Reach out to someone new, join a community, or simply radiate kindness and positivity in your daily interactions. Each step you take creates a ripple that brings you closer to the connections you desire. It is also essential to recognize that lack is not a reflection of your worth. The absence of friends or relationships does not mean you are flawed or unworthy of love. These are temporary conditions, not defining truths. When you internalize the belief that you are deserving of meaningful connections simply because you exist, you release the grip of lack. You stop seeing yourself as incomplete and start seeing yourself as whole, as someone who has much to offer to the world. Ultimately, the illusion of lack fades when you reclaim your power as a creator of your reality. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, you are the architect of your experience. By focusing on abundance, embracing potential, and taking inspired action, you replace the perception of emptiness with the fullness of possibility. The connections you seek are already on their way, and the life you desire is waiting for you to step into it. The illusion of lack is just that, an illusion, and you hold the power to see beyond it into the infinite abundance that surrounds you.